I'd rather deal with it having a loud supercharger all the time than not, because boost. Hey, what's going on, guys? I am excited about what I'm working on today. We are doing a cold air intake on this. The air filter used to sit right here. Pretty much the worst location possible for it, for many reasons. One, directly behind the radiator. B, it was literally sitting on a coolant hose right here. And additionally, the exhaust headers are directly down there. I have picked up 6 feet of the hose I need for this to relocate the reservoir, and I have picked up 6 feet of 3/4 inch hose, because the exciting thing about all this, I'm going to run a 3/4 hose, and if you guys have never heard of it, there's a modification for supercharged cars called the Foster mod, otherwise known as the Supercharger Whine mod. Now, what you do is you normally would drill right into your mass airflow housing and then put a nipple on there and run a hose into the cabin from there. I am not down with drilling holes in my mass airflow housing. The Foster mod will be put in well before, like a good 18 inches before the mass airflow sensor. Because of that, I don't think it's going to affect the mass airflow readings at all. Plan is to put a ball valve on that so that I can actually open and close that depending on if I want it to be loud. Because this thing has really low gearing. So for me to do like 80 on the highway, I'm at $3,000. It's kind of hard to stay out of boost at $3,000. With that said, this thing's kind of hard to drive slow, because once you hit 25% throttle, you just start making boost. There's nothing you can do about it except give it less gas. Flaming head says that's lame! Alright guys, I'm going to bring the car back down because the next piece, it's going to be a lot easier for me to put it on there if the intake is actually out of the bay. So I'm going to pull the whole pre-throttle body piece out, and then I can orient this in the proper way. You can see it's got a very slight bend to it, and I need that bend to go forward and get this ready in there. This fits into my 3/4 inch pipe real nice. Clamp that down, perfect. And then this one is a nice snug fit into the rubber grommet, and then you've got a nice tight seal. And I'll have a capped ball valve that I'll be able to close at some points. I probably won't put that on right away because I'm sure in the beginning I'm going to really enjoy having that open. I'd rather deal with it having a loud supercharger all the time than not, because boost. See, that is my giant intake for before the throttle on. Alright, now I am going to have to tweak this a little bit because I am so close to this supercharger pulley. It did not used to be that close. So what I'm going to do... Oh, yeah, and this is sitting up. Wow. Yeah, everything needs to be tweaked a little bit. All of it. All of it. Trick for you guys, you can take a screwdriver, flathead, and stick it in like this and just use it as a nut driver. Alright guys, all that is left now is to toss the filter on the bottom and run the hose into the cabin. show you what I'm working with here. We've got the air filter here now, which when the car's on the ground, you won't see that at all. You might catch a glimpse of it if you bent over a little bit, or maybe from back here. But I'm gonna put a heat shield in there that is gonna keep, well, not really a heat shield, but it's gonna be a shield from the dirt from the tire and minimize what's, you know, coming up off of the ground for it. And we've got our Foster mod right there. You can see that runs up. It goes up here along the wheel well with some wires I've got run, and then it runs into a hole I drilled here. So that's sticking out in the car there, and I will have that come out onto the dash somewhere, possibly with a ball valve on it.
I swear to God, say ball valve one more time, mother.